So guys, we are going to be solving some questions on algebra today. As you can see, we have 4 questions on the board that we are going to be solving in today's class, you understand? So these questions are very easy, they are pretty easy to solve. So we are going to be starting with the first one. So now, we'll not waste much time, so let's go to our solution, right? So now, the questions we have here, the first question says simplify 2 in the bracket x plus 3y, then minus 3 in the bracket 4x minus 2. So now let's write out our question. So let's go. I have 2 bracket x plus 3y, then minus 3 bracket 4x minus 2. Now this is our question and we are asked to simplify it. Now what they simply want us to do is to solve this in such a way that, now if you look at this place, we have a number outside the bracket. So we need to use this number to clear the bracket. So whenever you see a question like this, you use the number outside the bracket to clear the bracket. So now let's do that. What we are going to be having here is this is going to multiply this. You understand? Which is this time this is going to give me 2x. You understand me? Then this time this is going to give me 6y. You get what I'm doing, right? Then this time is going to give me minus 12x. Minus times minus is going to give me plus. 3 times is going to give me 6. You understand what I'm doing now? Now from this point, what I'm going to be having is that since I have this one carrying x and also this one carrying x, I need to bring them to one spot together. That's to say, I'm going to be having 2x. Then this one will come to meet it here. You understand me? That's minus 12x. I have the one that has y plus 6y, then plus 6. Hope you understand what I'm doing here. So now 2x minus 12x is going to give me minus 10 x. You understand? Then I have plus 6y, and I have plus 6. So now there's nothing similar there again that I can add together or subtract. So I'm just going to be leaving everything like this. Why? Because this one is carrying x, this one is carrying y. Why? This one is just a normal number, a constant. So we can't solve or we can't add anything like this in terms of algebra. That's 0. So let's go to the second one. Now the second question says factorize completely 3x squared minus 27. Okay, now let's do this. Now if we have 3x squared minus 27, and that's what we have to factorize. Now what we are going to be taking first is that if you look at this very well, we need to look at what is similar between this and this. You understand? We need to look at what is similar between the both of them. And the only thing I found similar is that if you look at this 27 here, you can say 9 times 3 and it's going to give you a 27. So it simply means that 3 is common here, while 3 is common here. So now in this point, I'm going to be having 3 outside the bracket. Then I'll put my x squared inside the bracket. You understand me? Then I'm going to be having minus 9, because if I say this multiplied by this, I will still get my minus 27. So from this point, what I'm going to be doing is to leave this 3 that I have here already. Then I'm talking about how to break this down. And whenever you see something like this, the breaking down of this is going to be x minus 3 and x plus 3. Now why is it like that? Now from this plus place, I have x squared minus 9. My 9 is the same thing as 3 squared, and this is the difference of 2 squared. So when you are getting it in terms of a bracket, it's going to be x minus 3 and x plus 3. Because if I decide to expand this, I will get So now let's prove it and see if it's actually right. So now let's go. This multiplied by this is going to give me x squared. This multiplied by this is going to give me plus 3x. This multiplied by this is going to give me minus 3x. This multiplied by this is going to give me minus 9. So plus 3x minus 3x is going to cancel out. I'll be left with x squared minus 9. So you can see that this is actually the same as this. So without wasting much time, we will know that our answer here is going to be in this format. Our answer can be in this format. But I can try to still say this multiplied by this to give me 3x, and I'm going to be having this time this, which is going to give me 9. So now this is my final answer. So whenever you expand this, you are going to be getting the actual value that we had before. So that's that for the first one and also the second one. So now let's talk about the third one. Solve the equation 2x squared plus x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, what kind of equation is this? A quadratic equation. Now, a quadratic equation is a kind of equation that the highest power is what? 2. So, since the highest power of this variable here is 2, so this is a what? Quadratic equation. And what they're actually telling us to solve here is to what? Factorize this. You understand? So, now let's bring out the question. 2x squared, you understand me, plus x minus 3 is equal to what? 0. So now, whenever you want to factorize, what you're going to be looking at is what? This last number and what? This one. Now, you're going to be bringing the two of them together and you multiply them. This multiplied by this is going to give you what? A negative 6x squared. What did I say? The first step, you multiply this and what? This here. So you're going to be getting what? A negative 6x squared. So now, what you're looking for is two numbers that you can multiply to get this, and you can also add that same number to get what? This. Am I communicating? You need two numbers, and when you multiply those two numbers, you get minus 6. And when you either add or subtract the numbers, you get what? 1. That's the coefficient here, which is what? 1. So that's what we are looking for. So what are these two numbers that can actually work? 3 and what? 2 can actually work. So 3 and 2 can give me 6, but not minus 6. So now, the problem is, where are we going to what? Put our what? Subtraction. Now, I'm going to show you two instances. Now, if I have minus 3 times 2, and I have 3 times minus 2. Now, let's check something real quick. Minus 3 times 2 is going to give me what? Minus 6, right? 3 times minus 2 is still the same thing as what? Minus 6. But before you choose one, actually, which of them can be added to get what? A 1. So now let's try. Minus 3 plus 2 is going to give me what? A minus 1. You understand me? If I say that's this one, 3 plus minus 2 is going to give me what? Plus minus is going to give me what? Minus. 3 minus 2 is going to give me what? A 1. So it means this is the one that can actually work for the both states. So now we're going to be taking 3 and what? Minus 2. So now let's go. So from this point, I'm going to be having 2x squared. You understand me? Now at this point, I'm going to be having what? Plus what? 3. You understand me? X. Then minus 2x. Then I have what? Minus 3 is equal to what? 0. Now what I did here was that I added the value, which is 3x and 2x, in this portion. You understand? So what I'm going to be doing now is to what? Factorize the like term between these ones and this one. So what is like among the both of them? Now there's x here. You understand? And there's x here. So I can only pick out the x. So I'm going to be having x in the bracket, 2x plus 3. Why? Because this multiplied by this is this. This multiplied by this is this. Then in this point, I'm going to be having minus 1 bracket 2x plus what? 3. Why? Because 1 is the only thing that is common among the both of them. Now, s is not common. There's only 1 that's common. So this multiplied by this is this. Then this multiplied by this is what? This. So now, what we are having here is our x minus my 1. I'll bring this with this together. Then, since I have 2x plus 3 and I have 2x plus 3, I'm going to take what? Only one of them. So I'm going to be having 2x plus what? 3. So that's the final answer for this. So if I'm now asked to get the root of the equation, that's when I will solve further. So this is what I'm going to do if I'm asked to find the root of this equation. It's going to be x minus 1 is equal to what? 0, which is this part. Or 2x plus 3 is equal to what? 0. You see what I'm doing, right? So now, x is then equals to what? This is coming to this place to make it what? Just a positive 1. Or I have 2x is equals to this one is going to this other part, which is going to give me what? A negative 3. I'll divide both sides with 2, and I'll divide both sides with 2. So my x is then going to be what? Minus 3 over 2, and my s is also going to be equals to what? 1. So now this is the root of what? This particular equation. If in case you are asked to find the roots of the equation. But if you are just asked to factorize, this is what? Your final answer. So that's that for the first one, the second one, and the third one. So now let's go to the what? The fourth question. Now the fourth question says 5 to the power of what? Minus 3x. 5 to the power of what? Minus 3x is then equals to what? 125. So now whenever you see a question like this, what first comes into your mind? It simply means that we are looking for a variable here. Since the x is as a power here, it simply means we are looking for the value of this x here. You understand? Which is an unknown. So since we are looking for this unknown, what we are going to do, since this is in form of what? Indices. So we are going to say 5 raised to the power of what? Minus 3x is then equals to. Now we need to break this down to also have a base of 5. Am I communicating? You need to break this 1 to 5 down to also have what? A base of what? 5. So if you break this down, 1 to 5 is the same thing as what? 5 raised to the power of what? 3. And 5 raised to the power of 3 is what? 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. So actually, you can use what? 5 raised to the power of what? 3 here in place of what? 125. You understand? We're just trying to make sure these have equal base with this. So what you do here is to what? Equate the base. Since we have 5 here and we have 5 here, this will take out this. Am I communicating? This is going to take out the other one. Then what we are left with is what? My minus 3x is then equals to what? 3. You bring it down like this. So now, since we are looking for the value of x, we are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of what? This x that is here. Which the coefficient of x is the number standing with what? The variable x. So we are going to divide both sides with what? Minus 3 and divide both sides with what? Minus 3. Minus cancel minus, 3 cancel 3. My s is then equals to what? 3 cancel 3, 1. You understand? Minus 1 as my what? Final answer for the fourth question. Now you can actually see that most of these questions are not hard to solve. It's actually you trying to understand the approach that you normally use for any of them. So these questions are very easy, and I would like you to keep on trying some other questions so you can get vast knowledge about how to solve what? Algebras like this. So don't forget, this is Algebra Mentories, and what we'll do here is to create educational maths video for you to make you learn properly. You understand? If you have any question concerning this, don't forget to drop it in the comment section, and I would like to see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips like this. I remain inspired, and I'll see you in the next one.